Hello and welcome back to another CM Travels video. We're going to be doing a lens review here from the tropical rainforest of Costa Rica. I'm sitting here at one of National Geographic's unique lodges of the world, but that'll be coming later on. I'm just going to go through a quick review here of the equipment that we are using while we've been here on our fantastic 10-day trip, and to give you the lowdown on what we thought was good, what was bad, and what we think could help you out in the long run. So we'll start out with the trusted and ever needed binoculars. This is a pair of Nikon P610 3S, light, portable, small. They really are fantastic quality for the price that you'll pay. Obviously they're no Swarovskis. The Monarchs I do believe are better as well in terms of low light conditions, but for what I needed them for here and what we needed them for, these were absolutely perfect. And considering the weight, which I'll be harping on about the whole video, these have been an absolutely fantastic friend to have with us. Secondly, we've obviously got, as always, spare batteries for all of the cameras, and obviously all the charging devices as well. We've been here for 10 days and we've been using the cameras almost all day, every day. It's been great, but you obviously always pack and need spare batteries. Then moving on to the smaller stuff, as you can see here, I've got the GoPro and the Jody little stand thing that is just absolutely wonderful. We've used it quite a lot. I'm actually playing the GoPro here to give you a bit of a different perspective as well, and yeah, just for when you're moving around, the GoPro is absolutely fantastic, especially when you're jumping around the back of a bucky and you're needing the sort of action shots. Got the skeleton case on here as well, and the mic here is just a Moyo 7 I think, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Really good quality mic for the price that you can pay for it. And then yes, I'm not exactly the videographer, however I have found that these bridge cameras, this is a Nikon P610, and they're absolutely fantastic, lightweight, incredible zooms, and have really I mean, I've used it so often, it gets beaten up, and it stood the test of time. I mean, this is when everything else was fogging up and misting and having issues with moisture. This guy survived, and he can take great snaps as well. But for video, it shoots 180p HD, 50 frames a second. It's absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend them, especially if you're a beginner photographer as well, or videographer. These are great. It doesn't shoot 4K, but yeah, the HD quality is absolutely fantastic. Small thing here as well, the shutter release button. We had some awesome lightning storms from the deck here. I wish I had taken more images of the lightning, but this is absolutely wonderful, and these are cheap as well. $10 or $15 online. You can get one of these, have it with you all the time. It's fantastic. So now moving on to the lenses and the camera. I use and have, I don't believe you have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to be a photographer. I think that you can pick up one of these, which is a Canon 5D, the original. I picked it up secondhand for I think $350. You'll see a lot of guys on YouTube now actually recommending this as a starter full frame camera. I mean, when they were first come out, you're looking at $3,000. So the quality of the images is fantastic. I love it. We also use, well, what I'm shooting the video on now is a 7D as well. Also picked up secondhand for a great price, and yeah, I mean, this $350, like, had hardly taken maybe a couple of thousand images. I think they go up to 150,000 or 100,000. I'll put that up here. But this is an absolutely fantastic camera, and has worked fantastically well, even considering the jungle heat. So this is what I would recommend. It doesn't shoot 10 frames a second. I think it's 3.5, but you just need to get used to it, and timing is obviously crucial as well. So yeah, the Canon 5D. We have then picked up as well a second-hand 300mm prime IS lens that I've got here, and this has been absolutely stellar. The image stabilization is great. The quality of the glass is unbelievable, and because it's at f4 throughout to 300, it's letting a lot of light. When I compare that to the Sigma 50 to 500 DG 4.5 to 6.3 APO HSM, while this lens has got absolutely fantastic versatility and the price is very competitive, even in the second-hand, well, especially in the second-hand market, but even new, you can pick these up for about $1,000, and the quality absolutely fantastic. We did, however, struggle in the low light within the forest, especially in the early mornings when we are trying to look for the cats, things like ocelots, margays, jaguarundis, those sorts of things, puma, jaguars, and this really struggled in the low light. So it's not exactly the brightest lens, but the versatility, 50 to 500, I mean, that's an absolutely fantastic range. But yes, the L series Canon 300mm LIS was f4 was absolutely amazing, and I think we've captured some really great images with it. And also what I am filming with now is a Sigma 18 to 300, and it as well is absolutely stellar. It has, however, struggled, the 7D actually, and the lens itself. Remember that in the jungle it is hot and steamy, and after it's rained, you know, you carry something like this, your dry bag, around with you, and this is an absolute essential bit of equipment as well. I mean, not a super expensive thing, but this is essential, yeah, they're definitely recommended. But obviously once you put your camera inside this and then you're carrying it around in the jungle while it's raining, it steams up in here and your camera gear gets all steamed up. So always bring something to be able to wipe your lens with, and obviously lens cleaner as well, or anti-mist as well. Another piece of vital equipment, obviously, when you're hiking around in the jungle, is actually being this sort of bag. This is not the original Camel Pack, it's a knockoff. However, it has been absolutely amazing, especially with the water. Not having to fiddle with the water bottle while you're walking around is much easier. Plus you've got your camera hanging on you, and the binoculars as well. So to have this has been absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend that if you're going into the Costa Rican jungles, or any jungle for that matter. But yes, so that's a basic review of what we've got out here. The only comment is that this is the jungle. It's real, it's hot, it's humid, and sometimes stuff doesn't work. Having a second-hand backup camera works fantastically well, and we highly recommend it. As I say, we picked up these things for an absolute bargain. I think I got the 5D for about $350, and the used Canon L300 I got for $600 on the second-hand market, which is, I mean, I think these things go new for about $1,300. And this has been an absolutely fantastic lens. If you're thinking about doing it, go for it, especially in low light conditions. It's not as obviously as bright as a 2.8, the 70-200 for example. The Bigma, as it's nicknamed, the Sigma 50 to 500 has been absolutely stellar. And while we're sitting on top here of on our deck and viewing Scarlet Macaws, which are actually feeding in the tree here behind me, getting flight photos of them and the toucans, as well as parakeets and other parrots. This has been great for the reach. The 500 you sometimes need when you're shooting stuff across the valley, and that's been really good. The 300 doesn't give you the reach that the 400, for example, 5.6 with the non-IS L series lens gives you, which I would recommend probably more for the bird photographer, but this for wildlife has been really, really great. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time here at CM Travels.